I'm still working the Bill Maher thing, I tell you. And, oh my gosh, my prepared text, it fell. Has anybody seen my speech? Just kidding. I never prepared a speech in my life. So I'm sitting on the sidelines, and I know that they're going to attack me, and I know that they pulled out the third person. I'm telling you, the third person on the panel is there to provide levity in order to say, okay, you guys are going at it pretty hard. This is a comedy show. So with me, Professor Michael Eric Dyson, the audience, and Bill Maher, I'm doomed. And I knew that they were going to go after Rush Limbaugh because the Democrat media complex is not that confusing. They're the most predictable organism in the history of the world. And when the top of the Democrat media complex speaks, everybody else starts talking in those crazy talking points. How do I know? Everything that I learned from the Clintons. And I remember, I'm eventually going to get to the moment, I swear I am. And you will see this in the book. You will see it in the book. I remember Matt Drudge calling me up the night before he broke the Lewinsky story and was about to go out with friends. It's in the book. And he said to me the worst thing that you could say to Andrew Breitbart after he told me what he was going to report the next day. But don't tell anyone. Why did you have to say that? And I went out to dinner at a trendy Santa Monica restaurant with my friend Mark, whose 29th birthday was that evening, and it was just a lovely table of liberals. And I was sitting there, and they were starting to grow annoyed that their class clown was now like a political troublemaker working against their team. But you know, I wanted to stay as light as humanly possible, and I was given instructions from Matt Drudge not to say a word. So I just remember sitting at the end of the table, like, you're not gonna like to know. What do you think? Nothing. I don't know anything. So I remember the first week of Lewinsky, which is 13 years ago. Like it was yesterday. And it was the beginning of the rest of my life. It was like, this is it. I went home after that evening, and this is before Wi-Fi, and I had to be on all the time, and this is before, you know, I had a laptop, and I had a Radio Shack 50-foot extension cord that I'd plug into my kitchen phone, and it would just go through my house. And I pressed the dial-in thing, and I got the email at around 1 o'clock in the morning, having come home from that evening, and I was in bed with my wife. It was dark, and I saw the email coming in that said, you know, exclusive. You know, the president's screwed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not an emotional person. I did cry. I did cry when Kirk Gibson hit his home run, and I was there, if you remember that. And I was there at that game. And it's I have 4 children, and I have to tell them, I go, no, I bawled so much harder during that Kirk Gibson. I love you guys, but if you were there, you would have bawled harder than a childbirth, okay?